to get out here. Let's take a closer look if we can. In case people are wondering, and I have had a few inquire, just in case people are wondering, how in the world do they put these up? And if we could see it, maybe that might help explain just a little bit. I don't know anything about construction really, but look at these. Now, and they're all the way up. All the way up. Now what I'm thinking, those must be rebarb or some sort of thing that goes inside, right? And it latches all the way up. Now, it looks to me to be solid concrete, but I couldn't swear to it. You know, is there some sort of interior framing in, and then do they layer in concrete over that? I'm not sure. I mean, who knows? Or perhaps they drill it out and then they put in these weird green caps. Now I do see some flaws in them, if that's what they are. Could be very well intentional. As you can see, they go all the way up, right? Different sections, you know. But each slab has those cable connectors. This one's already got a window installed. See, so they're even coming, they're coming with windows in them already. Which would make sense. My question is, obviously, so there's no connectors except just in areas where they need to be. Some of these sometimes look like tongue and groove type setups, but obviously it's a lot more to it than that, or a little more. Windows installed on this one, bronze. The other one had white. So you can see, once you drop one of these bad boys in and you start connecting them, I mean, if you did 4, you've got a whole section of a house put up within moments. I mean, instead of having to individually stack concrete blocks, right? Builder block or whatever you want to call them. Now, I do notice that these aren't as thick, you know, width-wise as concrete block, but does that matter? And there's some more over there. So imagine, if you will, if a truck comes in, say 4 trailers or something, right? You could look at them, I don't know how many they stack on there. These look pretty much full. So is like 2 or 3, is that like one house? So you could look at it and say, oh yeah, 2 of those equate 1 house. Once you put those up, you're done. The only thing that's got to go in now is they do put wood framing so that they could put up the sheetrock and you know, the interior things, right? So this is a whole lot faster than having a bunch of guys lay block down. Does it cost them less or more to do that? I couldn't tell you. Precast solutions. Now what I'm not seeing is the parts of the wall where it kind of, I think it comes in, but you guys get the idea. Parts of Eastport. Got a softball complex back there. Basketball courts. But that's up and coming. Some more areas of Eastport coming down one of the paved roads. But off in the distance, you can see the water and what's going to be Sunset Point, I think is what they're calling this. And actually, I'm gonna step out. Beautiful Sunday morning. But look here, guys. Just for reference, this could be Eastport, right? Maybe come down the street, brand new road. All right in here is what? Brand new houses. You guessed it. I'm not sure. I'll put in the description when I find out exactly what village area this is all going to be. So you're going to have houses. You're going to have houses overlooking right there to Eastport. Now I'm going to walk across. We're going to walk over to the other side. And there is a walking path right there. And these are the houses. All going to come all across right in here. There's going to be a walking path that looks like it's going to come in. Oh, sorry, where my finger is. I'm looking outside of the camera, and I got to look at the camera to where, and it comes in like this, I think. It looks what it looks like, and then it comes onto this road right here. Or the path. I can't talk right. Right here. No. This is not going to be a golf cart path. Well, how do you know? Well, it's too narrow, for one. It's going to be a walking, running path, bicycles. And right there is this beautiful lake that they built, and it's huge. You can't really see it from anywhere else on the road until you like get up here to really see just how big this thing is. And right across the street, the pond right there, that's that sunset view. You can walk out and walk around, sit, enjoy the scenery. So you're going to get the sunrise over there, and if you're out in that particular area, the sun will be setting off in the distance. Man, that's going to be really nice. I could tell you what, right now, if you wherever you're walking, if you happen to come walking on this walking path, you're going to be able to go all the way around and just look at this beautiful water. Now I see what looks like a dock right in there for kayakers probably. And then there's like a boat ramp or something off in the distance. No, you're not going to do any water skiing. That is really cool. And I'm looking at those palm trees off in the distance and how they put them in where they're bent. It's really neat. So guys, there's a lot of beautiful new up and coming things coming here to the Villages. See, and this goes without saying, this is going to be one of the reasons why I love being here in the Villages. It doesn't matter what house you buy. It doesn't matter what village you live in. It's just the fact that you got here, right? If you want to retire to an active retirement community, this is the place. Now I'm going to walk this little path. And you can see the little things that they're putting in right here, posts. So that's going to be, I'm going to tell you right there, right here, they're going to probably put wire fencing kind of things, so there's no obstructed view. These lots right here, man, they got it made. You got some of the best view on the planet. If you want to overlook this, sunrise, virtually unobstructed view, and then you're going to have the sunset wherever that's going to settle at. Could be off over here. Completely unobstructed view of Eastport. Now, I'm not sure about these houses, that they're going to be custom builds or whatever. I don't think they would be just standard spec homes, but who knows. But it's going to come with the price. That much I can guarantee. Spanish oak trees. A lot of that moss came off those trees when the hurricane come blowing through here. And it flipped one of those trailers, but they got it stood back up. But it really just tore up a lot of stuff. And there's a tree off in the distance that's still down. It's going to take them a while to get things cleared. But right now, what I'm walking on is called LaGrange Loop. LaGrange Loop. Just for those who are considering moving in this particular area. I'm getting a little sidetracked, is this right here. That is a watchtower to the Coleman Federal Correctional Facility. That's a federal prison right there. That's the watchtower. At least it's one of them, but that's probably the only one I'm seeing right now. There might be a couple in the distance. Most of it's hidden by those trees. So if you're buying a house in this particular area where I got it zoomed in, all along in these areas, right? You're buying across the street from a federal prison. Just keep that in mind. If that's something of an issue to you, for some people don't like it. If that's not a problem, hey, great. I don't think it's ever been a problem, so I don't see why it would be in the future either. We're going to keep riding. Oh, what I was trying to say earlier is these houses aren't going to be cheap, right? You're right across from that, so just bear in mind, and I know everybody knows that it's location, 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 and these homes are going to come at a higher cost, and the bonds for these homes, I've been hearing rumors of $30,000 to $50,000 for bonds, you know, and I don't know the exact figures and how they configure it, but it's going to be way up there. So unless you've got the money and it doesn't bother you, wonderful. But just kind of keep that in mind if you're scouting for a house in this particular area. There it is from a little different point. Now the sun's in front of me, so I'm really not getting a very good, vivid view of this like that. Sun really needs to be behind me, so you can get a good, vivid look of it. And this whole road, this loop right here, these are going to be backed up to this retention pond, part of this lake that they built, big old man-made lake. It's what they did with Lake Sumter as well. And they're going to be backed up to that and that walking path back there. All along this in here. They got these blocks for those things that they're going to build for the fencing behind that goes, behind the houses. I can see the walking path that goes all the way down. And I'm seeing walled off sections. And we all know what that means, guys. Excuse me. That golf cart path, I don't know, there was one that comes out like right here. Is that a cart path? Or a walking path? No, I don't know, I'm not sure. A whole little section right in here where all these walls are coming up. These could be veranda homes or courtyards, right? And right here looks to be an up and coming. This is going to be another postal rec center. Recreation Postal Center. And I don't mean the phone's being bouncy. It's hard to hold as I did not prepared to bring my hand thing for this cell phone because I was going to use a whole different camera setup, and now I'm having to improvise. Is that an ATM machine? I don't know. Could be. They do that sometimes. Not sure what that is. I have no idea. They're building the sign for it. So this is going to be another Recreation Postal Center. I was beginning to wonder if they were going to do a pool, but there it is. Looks like it's going to be a small neighborhood pool from what the looks of it. Yeah, there's the buildings for the bathrooms and all of that. The pool and all is going to be right here. And they're going to get to look at all of these beautiful shady Spanish moss trees. And there's another retention pond area right there in the back. That's going to be a nice spot for a pool. And off in the distance I can see part of a golf course. Man, it's gonna be nice, guys. If you haven't got here to the Villages, what are you waiting for? Oh, you gotta wait for the houses to get built. My bad. I'm messing around. They're getting the pillars put up for what? Walls, right? Looks like this neighborhood is going to be walled up, which tells me veranda homes, probably. Courtyard villas, probably. We will see. We will see. Of course, all this is going to be new areas for me to keep an eye on. Now we're back on the correct road that'll take us right over to WellPoint. Now we are coming into the village of WellPoint, and I'm seeing some new houses being built. And I may come over here into Sophie's Point courtyards. They got verandas in the back. I don't know if we've actually been down in here when it was completely finished. And are they all sold? I have no idea. But we're going to take a ride anyway, right? I'm not going to go all the way in there. They got guys working. So based on these houses, these are traditional homes. Stick frame, you know. So this looks like a cottage home, possibly cottage villa neighborhood. This is in WellPoint. Now we will come back to these at another time. We've come in here. At Sophie's Point, they got a camera. What's with the camera right there? I've never seen one of those before. Okay. Yeah, we've come in here. A lot of courtyard villas. And the verandas were they kind of put them on the exterior areas. I think most of these have already been bought and sold, and people have been moving in. And off back here you got your verandas. It's not uncommon, for those who don't know, to mix veranda homes and courtyard villa neighborhoods together. Here's one pending. And keep in mind, people, most of my videos are geared to individuals who don't already live here, right? Goes way in the back, and from what I'm seeing, a lot of them have been sold, but it also looks like a lot of them are available. This is a fairly new area. They've been recently built, but they've been around a minute, long enough to have gotten people sold, you know, moved in, and which doesn't matter anymore. People moving in during construction. This house right here is sold. So they're still selling some. Now what you got to do is if you happen, you know, if you happen to see a veranda or a courtyard or something that looks available, you got to just get with the Village's sales department, link up with the sales agent to find out what's available. You can also go on the Village's website and click on search homes, and you can use filters and find the area and where you want to live and the type of houses and models and all that, and it'll give you what's available, what's pending, and all that sort of thing. It'll help narrow down what's left. So you can see a lot of people are getting moved in. It's a nice neighborhood. Still want to know, what is this all about? Well, I had an interesting conversation with somebody who just happened to come walking by me, and he saw me taking a picture of that camera that I've been zoomed in on right there, right? And apparently it's been up for a couple months maybe. Unbeknownst to me, I never noticed it before. I think when I first saw that neighborhood in the very early beginning, it wasn't there, and then they went ahead and put it up, I guess, as it was starting to develop. And he was saying that, you know, it could have been where they were trying to deter theft people going in and trying to steal construction things or whatever. But I said, well, they don't do that in any other neighborhood. Even the upscale neighborhoods, they're not putting cameras up that I've ever saw. And then he said he ran into a cop that was sitting down the street. And that street right there is Corbin Trail. And Corbin Trail, and he said that one day he saw a police officer sitting up on the side of on the grass or something there. I don't know if they're allowed to really do that or not, but they do it. Mainly because there's nowhere else for them to sit, right? But he was sitting there, and he asked him, he was like, you know, he had a conversation with him, and that he noticed that the cop had pulled somebody over. But he said the cop had pulled over a golf cart. Pulled over a golf cart that was doing 25 miles an hour on the Corbin Trail cart path. Told him that the speed limit is 20 and he needed to slow down. He was doing 25, but in a golf cart, your speed limit is 20. But the guy had asked him about that camera before as well, and he said that he thinks that it's like a speed trap, and that they've been having a lot of problems with people speeding down that road. Once you make that right on the Corbin Trail from off of McNeil Drive, it's like a beeline to the next stop sign or whatever. And he says a lot of people are excessively speeding through there, so the cops are sitting there trying to catch people speeding. Now, is that what that camera's doing? I don't know. But anyway, I'm not going to be that guy. We're retired. There's no reason to be flying down these streets. The speed limit is usually about 30 to 35 miles an hour in most cases. So there's no excuses for hauling butt down these roads, even on your golf cart. But with that being said, guys, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and click that like button. And as always, I'm going to see you in the next glorious video.